Good evening and welcome to this Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Newfoundland Aquaculture Industry Association public meeting, results from the municipal election, BDDB update. These stories plus community events, the VBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
I am Ashtar, a robot from Planet Danger. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
On Saturday, September the 22nd, the Newfoundland Aquaculture Industry Association held a public meeting. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss aquaculture in general and the application from Newfoundland clam farms for a research and development license for the Big Barsway area. Bob O'Neill, coordinator for the Newfoundland aquaculture industry, gave a short presentation on aquaculture in Newfoundland. Gary Artle, vice president of the Newfoundland Aquaculture Industry Association and president of the Newfoundland Clam Farms, spoke about the project they have in the Burgeo area. During this presentation, there were some questions and concerns voiced about the project from the mayor and the BDDB officer. Charlotte Story gave her reviews on what happened the first time around with the project and where she would like to go this time. Needless to say, all the cards were put on the table concerning the clam project. Sean Robinson, director for the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture, also gave a brief presentation on the role they play in the province. At 5 p.m., Bob O'Neill called for a short break, during which time he spoke to all parties involved to get a better understanding what transpired between the people involved in this project. The meeting concluded with each group stating what they would like to see accomplished with regards to the clams. Ms. Story, Vice President of the Newfoundland Clam Farms, felt that her company would like to start all over again with the project. The town and the BDDB office would like to have an independent body do a biomass study to determine exactly what resource is in the Big and Little Barsway and Indian O area. Whoever does the study will have access to the research and development that has already been done. The BDDB and the town would also like to have a complete confidential business plan for the clam project, including start-up date, number of people to be employed, and the duration of the project. And the third item, to see a complete financial plan. Both the town and the BDDB stated that even if Newfoundland Clam Farms meets those conditions, they still cannot give their support to this project until it has been taken back to the BDDB board and the town council for a full review. Mr. Sean Robinson will be looking into companies or groups who are available to do this study. On Tuesday of this week, the Burgeo residents went to the polls to elect a new council. The polls closed at 8 p.m. At approximately 10:15 p.m., the returning officer contacted our office with the results. There were 1,450 eligible voters. 589 votes were cast, and one spoiled ballot. Scott Linehan received 481 votes. Alistair Hann, 455. George Reed, 437. Cyril Warren, 410. Dave McDonald, 398. Norman Marsden, 393. John Grant, 340. Harvey Billard, 265. The person with the highest number of votes is not necessarily the mayor. The position of mayor will be voted on by all council members during the next council meeting, which has been scheduled for tonight. We congratulate all the individuals who offered themselves to serve on council and wish them best wishes. On Wednesday of this week, Constable Ron Caldwell dropped by our studio with the court.
Court was held in Burgeo on September 26, 2001 at 9:30. One 43-year-old male from Ramia pleaded not guilty to an assault and trial set for January 23, 2002. One 16-year-old male was sentenced to 1 year's probation for an assault. The youth had pleaded guilty on July 18th. One trial for a 15-year-old male for assault did not go ahead as the charge was withdrawn and a peace bond was entered into. This is the court report. Next court is set for November 21st. Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
Vimy Ridge, Hong Kong, Dieppe, Caen, Cap Young. I'm Cliff Chatterton of the War Ants. Never Again, a series of 30 videos about the Canadian volunteers who fought these wars. Learn about the Newfoundlanders in Gallipoli, about our campaign of mountain warfare in Italy, why a Canadian battalion in Korea earned a U.S. presidential citation. The War Ants, preserving our military heritage.
A couple of weeks ago, Greg Ilya dropped by our studio with an update from the BDDB. Of course, we covered a wide variety of topics. The first topic up for discussion was the government shed. The BDDB is trying to acquire the facility for the town. Right now, the lawyers are working on this. The BDD is confident that the shed will be turned over to the town. At this point, the BDDB has other incentives that could utilize the government shed. The application for a research and development license by Newfoundland Clam Farms was the next topic. Mr. Eyre informed us that the BDDB board has sent a letter to the Department of Fisheries and Agriculture informing them that the development board is not in favor of this company receiving an application. The BDDD is also taking part in a federal government program called Atlantic Investment Partnership Program. This program is a non-proposal driven program, which means ideas that may be good community development are submitted to New Brunswick for evaluation. Burgeo has already sent one idea to be evaluated. Mr. Eyre didn't elaborate on this idea because it is still in the evaluation stage. The linkage program is expected to be approved soon and is expected to start out early in the new year. This 20-week program is for young people between the ages of 18 and 23 who have completed or have not completed their high school and have not gone on to post-secondary school because they don't know what they should do for a career. 10 people will gain employment and career development activities that will be helpful in helping them choose a field of work they would like to get into. Junior Strickland will be the coordinator for the program. The greenhouse was also discussed. Mr. Eyre stated that this project was a very positive one for our community. Work has started on the pre-commercial stage of the business. South Coast Construction has been awarded a contract and is doing the site work. The Coastal Growers product is in great demand and they have maintained top price for their product to this point. Mr. Eyre was very happy to report that all the operating costs was paid for from the sale of the product. Because of the labor dispute by the HRDC, the process with the construction of the new greenhouse has been slowed somewhat, and the same applies for the Sandbanks project. Although the projects have been approved, the BDDB doesn't have the official documents and therefore can't proceed. As soon as the paperwork has been received, all projects will go ahead. We thank Mr. Hillier for keeping us updated on some of the projects that the BDDB is involved in. On Thursday of this week, the Western Healthcare Cooperation sent out another media release, this one concerning Burgeo. Burgeo Hospital conducts minor bid reorganization to meet changing needs. The Calder Healthcare Centre has completed a minor reallocation of his bids to meet the changing needs of the local population. One of the facilities for acute care bids has been converted to long-term care. This change reflects the area's residents' decreasing use of acute care bids, likely due to population decline. At the same time, the population which has remained in the area is aging, creating more need for long-term care bids. Jim Wostenholm, Chief Executive Officer of the Western Healthcare Cooperation, noted, "This change in bid allocation at the Calder Healthcare Centre is a response to the changing health needs in the area. While the number of acute care bids regularly available will be 3 rather than 4, if short-term patient needs require more capacity, it will be provided temporarily." He added that the facility currently has a waiting list of 9 people waiting for long-term care bids. This is almost double the number who are waiting 18 months ago. By contrast, he pointed out that on average, only half of the 4 acute care beds at the facility has been occupied over the past 6 months. This change will not have any impact on staffing levels at the Calder Healthcare Center. The Anglican and United Church will be participating in Operation Christmas Child again this year. As in previous years, anyone willing to participate in Operation Christmas Child is encouraged to take a shoebox and fill it for a boy or a girl. Those who participate in Operation Christmas Child often send cards and letters hoping to receive a reply. 2 people that we know of have received replies from children who got shoeboxes. Sammy Fudge, daughter of Georgina Fudge, was one of these people. Sammy also received a photo and a card from the child in Africa. The letter tells a little about the family and how pleased this 6-year-old was to receive a shoebox. A return address was enclosed. Victor and Julia Benoit also received a reply from a little boy living in Mexico. This letter had to be translated. The letter says that he loved his Christmas shoebox. He told a little about his family and wished God's praise and thanked them very much. The photo is of the little boy's school friends as they all received their shoeboxes. If you don't have a shoebox and you're interested in taking part in this project, you can pick up a shoebox from the United Church, the Bargain Basement, the Anglican Church, or contact Ilda Courtney, Jesse Skinner, or Kay Kosser. Each year we get a video with the shoeboxes. This video is about how to pack a shoebox.
How do you get started? Well, it's simple. Find an empty shoebox, and if you want to wrap it, please make sure that you wrap the lid separately. Decide on whether your gift is going to be for a boy or girl and their age category. Categories are 2 to 4 years, 5 to 9 years, and 10 to 14 years. Then purchase gifts according to the gender and age category you've chosen. Here are some suggested gift ideas. Toys for a boy, mini cars, small trucks, balls, flashlights, Legos, and other small toys. Toys for a girl, small baby dolls, stuffed animals, jacks, hair accessories, skipping ropes, music boxes, and other small toys. Don't forget to include necessity items such as a hairbrush, comb, soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, t-shirts, underwear, socks, and other small items that a needy child could use. Also, try to include a few school supplies and other gift ideas such as Bible story picture books, hard candy, and chewing gum. Please do not include liquid-filled containers that can open, break, or spill, such as mouthwash or snow globes. Also, avoid old, used, or open items that could easily break, perishables, unwrapped food, toy guns, or war-related toys. After you've packed your shoebox with these special gifts, remember to include a short note with your picture and your address so the child who receives it can write back if possible. Now close the box and tape the appropriate label included with your Samaritan's Purse brochure on one end of the box lid, making sure that you mark the correct age category on the label. Secure the box by placing rubber bands around the box and the lid. Finally, your shoebox is ready for delivery to a needy boy or girl.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
As members of CHAMP, we've had a close bond with the WIR amputees ever since we were kids.
We've learned about Canada's military heritage
from those who are actually there.
Now we can pass on their message through presentations, videos, and our own website.
Operation Legacy isn't just about remembering.
It's commemoration with a message.
That message? Never again.
It was our war. It is their legacy.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of when the Burgeo Road was closed. Let's look back to April the 18th, 2000. We traveled in over the road for a few shots. This was the scene at Louis Brook. Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Tune in on Thursday when we have a rebroadcast of entertainment from the Sand and Sea Festival with P&R Express. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for entertainment from the Sand and Sea Festival with P&R Express. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.